Finally got around to watching Paris Roubaix Femmes and Paris Roubaix a little bit closer than on a small phone screen while chasing the race. I'm going to take you through first Paris Roubaix Femmes, and then in another video go through Paris Roubaix, show some of the action from my phone or my camera, and give a little bit of detail on what I think happened during the races as well. We'll kick things off at the start, as I was there, of the Paris Roubaix Femmes in Danan. It was a very relaxed start, as you'd expect going into one of the biggest races of the year, but maybe too relaxed. Maybe a little bit too relaxed, as we saw a super strong breakaway go up the road with SD Works, Trek, Canyon, EF, Phoenix to Koenig, and pretty much all the other teams represented, and they built up a huge lead of, well, close to, if not more than 5.5 minutes. Leading on to the first few sectors, it was Trek Segafredo that led the chase behind. They did have a rider up the road, but they decided that they would be responsible for the race for Longo Borghini and Elisa Balsamo and Lucinda Brand.
Go on, Alice!
Then, as we head towards the nitty-gritty part of the race on the cobbles, Bercy and Mozambique, it was the favourite Lotte Kopecky who took control with a brilliant attack on the first part of the sector at Bercy. She was later joined by pretty much all the other favourites, and that was it. They started to ride, they started to really close down the gap to the breakaway.
Go, go, go! Go on, Alice!
So, as the race was established and the favourites were gradually reeling in the breakaway, I think it was around 2.5 minute gap heading on to Thibault-Envelin, so the sector before the famous sectors at Tempelhoeve. There's a huge crash. Longo Borghini went down and took out all bar Rennie Casper, and I think that was probably the main deciding feature of the race. Probably decided it was going to go to the breakaway. And that was simply because there was no team behind with any sense of teammates that could chase down the breakaway. The only team with teammates were Trek Segafredo with Longo Borghini and Lucinda Brand. They tried to work to bring the gap down. They attacked on the Carrefour. Pfeiffer Georgie was there for Team DSM. Voss managed to get back on after a long chase with the mechanical. Elise Chabet, Grace Brown, and they just couldn't get together, bring it back. I think it got to within 10 seconds, and then suddenly something happened. And what happened was Alison Jackson, with about 5-6k to go, went to her breakaway companions and said, "We can do this, keep pushing, let's go, go, go." And that ultimately probably decided it a little bit, as well as the crash earlier on. But Jackson making that leadership decision from the break was a brilliant piece of timing. As we came to the velodrome, it was so fitting that Alison Jackson took the win. a she took a fantastic win in a slow sprint, admittedly. Martelak led it out for Sarah Tizic, um, but Jackson took control and took the sprint with relative ease, I think. Martha Truan from Phoenix de Koenig, I think, was the fastest sprinter in that group. She came up really quickly on that home stretch, but her problem was her positioning. Her positioning was boxed in, and yeah, she was great and got third from the breakaway. What more can she say? From a British point of view, we've always been looking for riders in the women's peloton that can take on the Dutch, and I think we found one in Pfeiffer Georgie. She had a coming of age ride again after winning Depana. She was eighth, I think, seventh or eighth here. She was aggressive. She got up quickly from the crash, and she almost outsprinted Kopecky for the top 10 placings. But ultimately, what a story it is for Alison Jackson and EF. Started the day, Zoe Baxter, what could she do? Clara Honsinger, what could she do? Alison Jackson a few years ago, I don't think she was even a pro. And she took control of the break. She made sure they were all working. They didn't panic when the DSM rider went up the road. And ultimately, she took control and she won a cobble. Not bad, eh? And, well, the celebration, that'll create memes and videos to last for, well, ever. Alison Jackson, what a winner of Paris Roubaix. A surprise winner, but that's what we love about Roubaix.